Hello, I'm Sean Weaver.
And I'm Kim Weaver, and we're with Crown Jewel Financial Services. Today, we just want to take a few moments just to kind of talk about our process. We have a very unique approach to working with our clients. Our process is very client centered and really comprehensive and holistic. So, just wanted to talk about what we call our six-step process that begins with what's the first step, Sean?
Well, to your point, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and no one, two people have the same fingerprint.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
We know that we have twins.
yes, we have
and
twins.
they don't have identical fingerprints.
That's exactly right. And so,
Amazing.
no two plans are the same. So we tailor the plans based on your goals and objectives. And we really make you really focus in on what it is that you think you want or say you want in retirement or just in having financial security throughout your life.
So all that begins with our first step is basically a get acquainted, whether that's by phone or in the office or a virtual meeting. It's really just to get acquainted and hear from you, hear what your goals are, what are your financial plans, dreams, what are the obstacles you feel that you're facing, and just kind of hear from you. What's your risk tolerance, and just get a good picture of who you are as a couple or as an individual and what your financial goals are. We usually close that meeting out with clarifying what we've heard, what we think we've heard, as well as then spend a few moments on sharing what we do and what our approach is. And usually at the end of that first meeting, we ask the question, do we feel there's a match? And if there's a match, do we want to move forward? Because that's where the work really begins.
It's all business ain't good business.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but I'm really kind of the gregarious one. I'm a people person. I love people. I love interacting with people. I love getting to know people. And so to me, are what make the world go round. And so this time of getting acquainted is extremely important, not just for us, but it's also for you because we're going to be helping you establish a strategy that will help for generations to come. But I guess the second one is from that particular meeting, we'll set up something. If it works out that we are a match, then we'll begin to gather some data, some really up close and personal information, so that we'll get to really know who you are from a financial perspective. What, as Kim alluded to earlier, what your goals and objectives are. What's your current net worth, and even if you don't necessarily know that, when we gather this information, we'll help you understand where you are, what your net worth is, what tax bracket you're in, all of those different things.
Yeah. And we really say this is the step where we, and especially you, are rolling up the sleeves, and we call it doing some homework. That's really gathering all that data and putting it all in one place. A lot of times people don't have all this information in one location. And you have your 401k account over here, your savings over here. We know we got the mortgage paperwork here and there. But getting all of that information into one spot is critical. And that's why we give a client questionnaire that we send you electronically that you can fill out and enter all that information into one document. It's a good exercise for you, but it's also a great exercise for us to have a nice aerial view of where your finances are, where your assets are, where your liabilities are. Then hearing your goals, it helps us to then start looking at what strategies and options might be best for you. So that step 2 of gathering data is very critical.
Yeah, and then once we've gathered that data, once we find out where your current position is, where you are currently financially, and hearing what your goals are, then we'll develop a strategy, a thorough strategy to really help you meet those particular goals. And so that strategy is where we really become extremely unique because we implement a smart strategy based on the data that we have from you. And this is, if you come to our office, you'll know we have a round table. It's not us against you. We work together on this strategy because it's really your strategy. But we just help you fine tune what that is and then kind of hold you accountable as we develop those strategies.
Yeah. And a lot of times that takes a lot of back and forth. So there's a lot of drafting to that. We'll start with a strategy, get your feedback on that, and that may that's not quite going where I want to go, or it's asking or requiring things that are not important to me. And so we're doing a lot of revision and fine tuning to get to the right strategy for you. So there's a lot of work on our end in that third step. But it's building us up to, as we fine tune matching your goals with the financial tools and strategies that are available to help meet your goals. Then we finalize on one strategy and formally present that and really walk through that. That's the fourth step of presenting a recommendation. These are our final recommendations. And with those recommendations, you get all the numbers, illustrations, the pros and the cons, how that helps you with your goals, what it requires, you're giving up, or there's always give and take on different things, but it's really understanding the thorough strategy that we're presenting and why we're recommending that for you.
Yeah, and I think what's even more important, we show you where you're weak, where your current position is weak, and solutions to help build that up. We show you where you're strong, and a lot of times, even with couples, we find out that you have a whole different mindset about the money, and so that we will present that within the strategy as well, so that you'll begin to get on one accord. Understand it could be you need to learn how to save first before we start doing anything else. So we take you wherever you are, right, and deal with you right there, but take you where you want to go.
Right. And then that kind of parlays right into the next strategy. Once we get your go ahead, like, okay, this is the strategy we want to implement, then we start that implementation strategy. And that could be a series of steps. That could be a series of, let's first address this, or first maybe accumulating or saving here, or maybe it's rolling dollars from something into another account, or maybe it's just going through the application process with one of the carriers. So those are the things where, again, we walk you through the actual formal process of getting your plan implemented with the carriers. And once that's done.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what we are your quarterbacks. So whether you have a current financial planner or tax accountant or realtor or whatever, we help you navigate with them to help implement that particular strategy.
And then once your strategies are implemented, the work is not done because things change. Life changes.
Life is fluid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And you go through different life stages. Your needs and goals may change. We need to go back and maybe update or revise the plan to alter to meet your current state. Or maybe it's just monitoring and making sure that the plan is working as we forecasted it to do. And so sometimes there might be some tweaking or going back and adjusting because of current market conditions or current life stages. So once the plan is implemented, it's not over. That's just the beginning. We have annual reviews at a minimum, and sometimes they may require quarterly or semi-annual reviews. But we're here monitoring the plan with you and making adjustments as needed.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not looking for transactions. We're looking for relationships that for the long term. So it's not a wham bam thank you ma'am type of deal. We want to be there for your grandchildren. We want to be able to provide intergenerational wealth for your children's children. And so we're here for the long haul. So we, as Kim said, we review and update as needed so that you will have a sound financial plan.
So that's our 6 steps process.
Thank you very much.